Howdy folks, welcome to Dig Drive DIY. My name is Neil, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of driving and a little bit of DIYing. It's mid-November here in the Midwest. We've had 2 really frosty mornings, and what that means is it's time to do our final leaf cleanup. And since we've had 2 pretty good frosts now, it's time to spray broadleaf herbicide in anticipation of killing all those dandelions and weeds all next year. It takes more than a month for all the leaves to fall off my trees. Some trees start earlier than others, so the leaf drop lasts for over a month. I use several different things to help clean up leaves. I use a leaf blower and I've got a leaf vacuum. I'm gonna have both of those out today. What you saw in the beginning of this video happened a couple weeks ago. I had a really windy day where the wind was out of the west and blowing east, and I was able to take the leaf blower and use the wind's assistance and get a lot of leaves that were down at that particular time out into the field. Usually every fall I get a couple days like that where the wind really helps out and gets a good majority of the leaves out of here. But it never fails. At the very end of the season, there's still some leaves down. They get nestled down in the tall grass. So what I like to do is do a final cleanup with the leaf vacuum. I especially like to get the piles of leaves that have accumulated on the driveway up and off the driveway, because they start to decompose and stain the stones and make a mess. So big goals for today. First of all, I'd like to clean the gutters out on the house. I want to start with the gutters because it makes a huge mess. I blow all that off the roof onto the ground. I hate cleaning the gutters. I need a new system for this. So I'm going to take the backpack blower up on the roof with me and start at the very top and blow the gutters out so that everything winds up down here on the ground. This isn't the dangerous part yet though. That's about all I can do with the leaf blower. Now I gotta do some by hand. Thanks, lady. This thing's a turd.
It is. Said you're spoiled with the Stihl.
Yeah, I wish I could have that kind of power in an electric one. Now it's the worst part. The part that I think is dangerous is coming up next. I don't know why I saved it to the end. Probably so we could...
Can you just skip it?
God, I hate this. Doesn't it seem sketchy?
Just don't dent the eave spouting up there.
You worried about the eave spouting?
I am. Man, I hate this.
Oh, I hate that more over here. So you can start blowing out all this stuff, and then I'll get the tractor and start sucking it up.
Alright.
I full well know that that is stupid and not the best way to do that. I need a better ladder, I need a rope, I need something other than the way I'm doing it. That's why I said I hope to change things next year, and that this is the last year I have to do that, because quite honestly, I'm way more scared of it now than I was 15 years ago. Whoever thought it was good to put a gutter up that high is just, what a dumb idea. Once I'm done with the gutters, I'll take the leaf vacuum and clean up around the house and pick up all loose debris and mow the yard pretty short in the process. I need to get that mower deck down and put on bill, and then I'll hook up the Trac Vac to it. That isn't ideal. That isn't ideal either. I need to come up with a new way to do that. What a pain in the ass. I haven't had this thing running since last year, right when I put it away. I normally turn the gas off and then let the engine and carburetor run out of fuel so that it's not sitting in gasoline during storage. I found that to be the best way to help something be able to start the next time you want to use it, is to make sure that the carburetor is void of any gas. There's a pretty good likelihood I won't make it through the entire day without something breaking down, because this is all junk that I just keep fixing up. But I hope this is my last year for this Trac Vac system. I want something a little bit nicer for the 755. Hopefully this will make it through one more day for me. I'm going to turn the gas on. Oh yeah, it's got some 1-year-old gas in it. Give her a little choke. Come on, baby.
So probably blow these out that way, right?
You can blow them out there, yeah.
Okay.
Well, you just watched me dump the vac. It was starting to rain. I was trying to get one more load. I did get a load, but took the camera down. And then you know what? It rained the rest of the weekend, so I didn't get anything done. I'm here now the following weekend, and I need to finish up. The wind took care of most of the leaves, and the yard is clean, but I want to mow the grass down short. So I'm going to finish mowing and bag it up, but this thing broke on my last trip last Saturday, so I got to fix that first. It broke for no reason. I'd really like to get a big hydraulic system for my 755 and do away with this, so I'm just going to patch this up to haul me one more load, and I kind of hope I never use it again. So you probably can guess how we're going to fix this. Alright, I have got some Loctite super glue here. It says this is supposed to work on metal, so I'm just going to put a little bead of glue. I'm just kidding. That would never work. Of course I'm going to fix it correctly. Alright, this is just a paint stir stick, just to kind of reinforce it so that when I push back on it I don't... Well, it's a little hokey, but I think it'll work just right. Now I need to get done with this thing. I need to finish the yard and get to spraying. Alright, I think I'm done with the Trac Vac for the year. Hopefully I'm done with it for good. I'll turn the gas off on the engine and let it run out. Let the carburetor run out of gas, and that will make it easier to start when you get it out the following season, like you saw me do, one pull. On to spraying. Then after all the leaf cleanup, I will spray broadleaf herbicide in order to kill those dandelions and clover for next year. So I like to spray it after the second hard frost because usually that triggers the plants to begin to go dormant for the winter. And if you spray at that time of the year, the plant will take that herbicide down into the roots where it really digests it, and you've got a better kill in the spring and you won't have to deal with it in the spring. Generally, I don't even have to spray in the spring. And this is a pretty common broadleaf herbicide that most everyone's heard of. This is 12 gallons at a time. This is load number 1. I think I got to do 3 fills. Okay, I'm going to test it first. I always test it in the driveway to make sure my spray pattern looks good, make sure the nozzles are working. And also, since I had it cleaned out, this gives a chance for water to get through the entire system before it goes. Well, that looks pretty good. I'm going to start spraying the yard. When I spray around the perimeter of the house and the landscaping, I want to try to avoid getting as much spray on the plants as possible. So I put this little makeshift shield on there, and it kind of protects the boxwood trees and some of Mommy's posies. I also like going in reverse when I go around the perimeter because you have so much more control of the boom. You're actually watching, you know, you're actually steering the boom where you want to go rather than having it trail behind where you have to drive the tractor. Number 3. Ooh. Well, I barely made it. It is 5:15. It's almost dark. I got the entire yard sprayed. I've got the sprayer rinsed out. Got the Trac Vac cleaned out, taped up. So I'm just going to put stuff away and let the snow fly this winter. So thanks for watching along as I did my fall yard work, and I'll see you next time. Take care. See these leaf piles? They don't go away. They just keep getting worse and gooey and yucky. You gotta get them cleaned up.